Hello, everyone. It's Congressman Jamie Raskin from Maryland's beautiful 8th Congressional District, Montgomery County, Frederick County, and Carroll County. And I'm delighted to have a moment to welcome the incoming class of presidential scholars around the country. I'm sorry that because of the lingering effects of COVID-19, you guys are not able to be together in Washington, but I know you are very much together on Zoom and virtually here, and you will undoubtedly, I hope, find the opportunity all to get together because I'm certain it's an extraordinary group of people. I know it was an extraordinary group of people when I had the privilege of being one of the presidential scholars back in 1979, and I'm sure that the talents and the gifts of the young people have only increased dramatically since then. And I know you've got these at-large presidential scholars who are chosen for their artistic and musical and creative prowess, in addition to the others being chosen at the state level. But I just wanted to tell you, I met my best friend at the Presidential Scholars convocation back then. We were all gathered at Georgetown University, and I met Michael Timothy Anderson from Louisiana, who was one of the, I guess he was the male presidential scholar from Louisiana. We met and we hung out, and I showed him around Washington, D.C., being a local boy. And he told me the entire plot of Apocalypse Now, which he had just seen. I think I told him the plot of Rocky II, but we ended up being roommates together when we went off to Harvard, and also again at Harvard Law School, and we were best men at each other's weddings and all that kind of stuff. And he continues to be my best buddy. So I owe a lot to the presidential scholars, and I'm certain that you guys will find your very close friends and some wonderful people in the program. And who knows, maybe you can even find your spouse or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or something online, maybe even, become virtual pen pals or whatever it is. But it's really a remarkable program that is very committed to recognizing young people who have thrown everything they've got into their studies and into their work and to their extracurricular commitments. And that's great. And it makes sure that all of you are engaged in the project of democratic self-government, because that is the magic of America, and it is also the precondition for America being America. And we've got to remember the first three words of the Constitution are the most important words of the Constitution, we the people. That's how it starts off. The beautiful preamble, we the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and preserve to ourselves and our posterity the blessings of liberty, do hereby ordain and establish the Constitution of the United States of America. And then from there, it flows right into Article 1 of the Constitution, setting forth that the whole legislative power is vested in the Congress of the United States. And then it spells out all of the ample, expansive powers of Congress to regulate commerce domestically and internationally, to declare war, to approve budgets and taxes, and on and on and on, even in Article 1, Section 8, Clause 18, and all other purposes necessary and proper to the execution of the foregoing purposes. And then after that, you get the president in Article 2, and the president's job is what? To take care that the laws are faithfully executed. So remember, and of course, I'm going to sound a little partial here because I am a member of Congress, but Congress is the Article 1 branch, and we are the representatives of the people. And which is not necessarily an argument that you all have to go out and run for Congress, but please do remember that this is a representative government. We don't have a series or a succession of kings and queens and royals, none of that here. In fact, our Constitution says there shall be no titles of nobility. And we, of course, were conceived in an insurgency against the kings and the queens and the merger of church and state and the use of religion and the church by those in power to control the population. We got rid of all of that, and we have an Enlightenment Constitution with the free people, with the separation of church and state, with free exercise of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of thought, and the people's representatives governing. But it does require, as Thomas Jefferson said, for the people to be educated and for the people to be engaged and involved. And so the way that we are going to defeat all of the dark forces of this century that are a hangover from the last century, the authoritarianism and the racism and anti-Semitism and the misogyny, all of that stuff, the way we're going to do that is through education. And politics, government at their best are all about education. They're about teaching the people the process and the mechanics, the issues, and how we're going to move forward, and having reasonable, civilized debate, not violence, not mob rule, but discussion and debate on the theory that everybody participating together will produce the best result for all of us. So I thank you all for being presidential scholars. I commend you on the extraordinary work that doubtless went into your arriving at this august place in your young careers. I do urge you to find a way to get to be friends with the other presidential scholars who are out there. And remember that there are preceding generations of presidential scholars who are here to encourage you, to help you, and to guide you along. And with that, I yield back. And I do want to thank Tom Schau, who's the chair of the foundation board, and all of those presidential scholar alumni who've stayed actively involved with this great group. And I turn it back over to you.